AI developer tools have changed the way we build software. It has, however, mostly been integrated with our traditional interfaces, such as the IDE. But what if we consider other ways to improve our interactions with these tools? GitHub Copilot app is one version of this where we can manage multiple agents. However, it is still primarily chat-based. Now, today we're going to be talking about canvases, which are built into the GitHub Copilot app and GA'd on June 17th. I did do a little bit of a demo during my intro video, but today we're going to go in a deeper dive. Now, while chat is great for many things, not everything needs to be or is optimized for the conversational model. So some tasks are easier when you can see and interact visually. And in this case, canvases allow you and the agents to interact and collaborate via an interface instead of chatting. So here you can see the definition, which is use bidirectional surfaces where you and the agent operate on the same plan, pull request terminal, etc. Now, before I continue on, I want to kind of cover, what's going on underneath a bit. So here are three areas that you can install or set up a canvas. Now, canvases are JavaScript extensions, and so they can be located in three areas. Your project, which is, here's an example using my Milefolio project, where it is in the GitHub extensions folder, and here I have three canvases. Within each one, you'll see that there is a JavaScript file or extensions.mjs file located there. Now, this is great if you want your canvas to be accessible by anyone who is cloning your project or is working on the project with you. You can also have canvases at the local level, and that means that it will be installed in your user profile. And so those are great for if you want to have a canvas that is accessible across multiple projects. And then lastly, you can actually have one set up as well for the current session, so that once you're done with the session, the canvas is gone as well. Now, let's start by creating a canvas. So just to let you know, there was a great article by the GitHub team that talks about some examples of how to work with canvases. And here, I really like their session work tree view. So I'm actually going to copy the prompt here as an example. Now, jumping over to the GitHub Copilot app, just to let you know, when you start a new one or a new session, you can't start canvases right away right now. And so I'm hoping that that gets changed in the future. But right now, as you can see, a new session, it will tell you start an active session. So what we're going to do here is actually use this new session to create the canvas. And there is a / command to help you create it. And here is where I will add my prompt, which is create a work tree view that will help me see all of my current sessions or whether or not they are active or orphaned. Allow me to clean them up with a few clicks where needed. So we're going to kick that off because this is going to take maybe 5 minutes or so to create. It does take some time to create there. Now, in the meantime, let's jump over to some canvases that I've already created. So as an example, here's a session that I already have opened, and this is an issue Kanban canvas. And so this is kind of one way that I like to visualize things is I can visualize the tickets. I'm just going to do session scope here. I like to visualize the tickets, and then what I've done as the action is told GitHub Copilot is when I drag these cards over, in this case I can move it to in progress. Oh, I did not start this session. I'm just going to do a quick hi just to start that off. Let's just move that card over. Looks like it did not like that. Let's restart that. Might have been doing this demo too many times. So let's move this card over. And as you can see, by doing that, it actually sent a prompt to GitHub Copilot that, hey, we're moving issue 5 into in progress. And from there, It wants to kick off a new session, read through the issue, do some research on it, provide a clear summary, etc. to handle all that. And so, as you can see, clicked off a new session, and it is starting to work on that change. So this is one example of a canvas that we have created so far. There are other ones that I've created, such as a catalog editor. And so what this does, because Milefolio is based on miles and points, I wanted an easy way to be able to visualize all of the different airline and hotel and bank programs out there instead of just looking at it via what's it called? Via the code base, since it's not as visually appealing here. I did have an ability to sync the benefits in case I needed to do some more research on it, and GitHub Copilot would be available for that as well. Now, there is also another thing, if you saw earlier, if I go to extensions, I can also import. So importing a canvas from a gist URL, this allows me to import from another location. So here's a great example again, the user, project, or session scopes that we were just talking about. Now, in this case, I'm going to be using Awesome Copilot. And so if you're not familiar, Awesome Copilot here has a repository of agents, instructions, skills, things like that. And included there are canvases. And so right now there are 26 canvases that you can come in and choose from. There's a couple of games in here. We'll be using the PNG Studio. And so what I'm going to do is do the copy URL. You can also click on the install in Copilot app and it should take you back. So what we're going to do then is grab the URL. I'm going to leave it as just this session. I'm going to paste the URL there. And it should work on installing it. Let's see. Okay, installed. And now I can load it up. And so now this was set up for a session, which means if I come back to this other one, you should not see it here either. So going back to here, this is just a PNG one. I can literally draw something, add it as a frame, and then continue drawing it, adding as a frame, and it kind of just does that. I'm sure someone can do a much better job drawing than I can, but this is just an example of another canvas that you can add on to what you have so far. Now going back to the work tree one, I am going to speed up this so that you can jump straight to the end. All right, and our work tree manager canvas has been completed. It is only for this session, but as you can see here, I'm now able to visualize all of my work trees and kind of come down, and if I want to, delete the workspaces that I'm no longer using. So I kind of come in here and start deleting the older workspaces, and this is exactly what I was looking for. Now, hopefully this was useful. Let me know in the comments what you think of this feature, and as always, thanks for stopping by, everyone.